Collecting watches, owning many, and selling nearly as many has taught me something. Not every watch I want to own is one that I'd actually enjoy wearing. It sounds trite, but collecting can be a journey of self-discovery. If you're doing it right, you learn as much about yourself as the things you're collecting. So these days, when I'm thinking about watch buying, I ask myself, when I'm getting dressed in the morning, what watch will I reach for over all others? That's how I picked this Grand Seiko SBGM221. Espousing the virtues of Grand Seiko watches has become a cliche in the watch community, and while I hate playing into cliches, I do think this GMT is a great example of those Grand Seiko virtues. First, let's frame things with the price. This SBGM221 lists for $4,600 US. That makes it one of the more affordable mechanical Grand Seikos, which is notable considering the level of finishing and its movement. The fully polished case is 39.5 millimeters in diameter, which is pretty perfect. The thickness of the watch is just under 14 millimeters if you include the box sapphire crystal in the measurement. Otherwise, the actual case is about 12 millimeters thick. I had reservations about this case. I've always admired Grand Seiko cases for their sharp edges and dramatic angles, like on this SBGX091. But after spending time with this GMT, I'm totally sold on its elegance. The case emphasizes grace over power, with rounded flanks and curved lugs. I especially like the bevel on the lugs. It's a subtle touch that goes a long way. And I appreciate how nicely the case pairs with the classical styling of what sits under that dome sapphire. It was the dial and hands that first attracted me to this watch. This is one of the most beautiful dials I've ever worn. Grand Seiko refers to this color as ivory. Others call it cream. I call it butter because it's smooth and it goes well with everything. Those Grand Seiko angles I was talking about are present in the mirror polished markers. The simplest markers have 8 facets, and those at 12, 6, and 9 o'clock, 11 facets. The hour and minute hands are also faceted, but these like swords. Grand Seiko hands have always been attractive for me. Unlike most other watchmakers who fold or curve hands, Grand Seiko uses a thick, solid piece of metal and sharpens them like knives. Another nice touch is that the minute hand curves towards the dial near its tip, reducing parallax and making the hand more accurate to read. And what really makes this view complete for me is the blued GMT hand. That spark of blue on the ivory dial takes this from what would be a very nice looking watch to a watch that actually took my breath away when I first unboxed it. What's under the dial is equally as interesting. The SBGM221 runs on the 9S66 movement that's of course fully in-house. It wasn't until I did some research for this video that I learned that the 9S66 has a 72-hour power reserve, nearly a full day more than my Rolex GMT. The movement is finished in the Grand Seiko style with Tokyo stripes and without certain European touches like perlage and beveled edges. The GMT came on this crocodile leather strap with a very nice Grand Seiko deployant, but clearly I've worn neither. Since buying the watch, I've mostly had it on this 19mm strap from Hanko Straps. It was $19. Now everyone, stop asking me about the strap. I love you, thank you, but stop. I bought this watch after careful consideration of what I enjoy and what is already in my collection. I knew the price range I feel comfortable with, and that I already have enough sport watches. I think buying a watch should be an intimate decision. I've always been told that I should buy what I enjoy and not what impresses others. I think that's great advice, and it's difficult to internalize, but I'm getting there with the help of the watch community and, of course, this Grand Seiko SBGM221.